Game 6 tonight, PNC Arena, Canes Rangers, 7 o'clock. And I believe we talked to Chad LaRose on Monday, and we thought, well, we'll run it back as long as there's Game 6. And Chad sent me some things I can't really repeat on the radio after the game, but let's do it. We are excited to talk to Chad LaRose again. I want to go back to game number 5 because I think for a lot of people, when they saw Jordan Staal score the goal that got them even, I think a lot of people thought back to 2006 when your captain, now the head coach,
sir.
Rod Brind'amour, scored the goal to get everybody even against the Montreal Canadiens. That was game 3. But do you see the similarities there?
I do. That's what a leader does, right? Puts the team on his back. I thought Jordan Staal was phenomenal. When he scored that goal, I was on the couch. I just screamed, "Yeah!" like so loud. So I was very into it. I like how you just played Smash Mouth. I'm a believer.
Yes,
I'm a believer.
Yeah, it's easy to believe. You know, the funny thing is that I've been saying it for a few games because if you pay attention to things like who's getting the scoring chances, I'm not saying most of them, but a lot of them were from Jordan Staal. His line was getting tons of opportunities, and most of those were falling to Jordan. And Jordan just had not been able to convert. So just for his own mind to be able to, and a pretty goal, too. It wasn't even one that went off his face.
About, right? We talked about that and how many chances we get, and we said we need one to go off his butt. That was a lot prettier than that. That was a beautiful one.
Although, I mean, I don't want to disparage his butt. He's got a fine butt.
Yeah, and let's take one off of it tonight then.
That would be fun. Another guy who reminds me a lot of the way you played the game, Chad, and I think that's why you were such a fan favorite, is Jordan Martinook. And that was also that was a pretty goal, and not only how it came about, but that's an elite shot that Martinook put on Shesterkin from the slot.
Yeah, that was great. I loved how Drury kind of just touched him and was like, "Oh crap," because he was right there on his forehand and buried it. He plays the right way, that Martinook. I've heard a lot of similarities in the locker room about me and him that we're kind of alike. I was very happy for him. He plays a very hard game and plays the right way.
Yeah, that line has come together really well. It's funny. I want to see more of the way, like, I love the way Drury plays. To me, he's like, this is going to sound like he's like a mini Staal. Like, he plays the game smart. He's not doing anything he shouldn't do. I mean, he's just 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's not 6'4", 230. But I love it. And the way Natchez has been playing for the most part. Sometimes he just does things that Rod probably right for the Rod probably doesn't like some of it. But on that particular play, he made a defensive play in one end because he actually got the puck deep. He was the one that got the puck down the ice.
That's something I think he needs to do on that line. Like, know who you're with. Those guys are grinders. But I thought he had a good third period, and I thought Drury's best shift of the game. I thought he played great the whole. I like that kid a lot.
Yeah.
I wish I was 6 foot 185 instead of 5'10", 185. The 2 block shots were phenomenal, and Orlov came out of the box. They drew a penalty. We didn't score on it, but those 2 block shots at the end of on the penalty kill there, back to back, where they had to get him off the ice. That shows he's in it. He's in it, and they're rolling the playoff train where do whatever it takes,
Chad LaRose is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. You want to take a stab at fixing the power play?
Hey, not a thing to score 4 even strength goals. Well, one was with an empty netter, but
right.
I think 5-on-5, they're definitely the better team. I would love to, if we get those opportunities. I hope the refs keep the whistles in the pocket for the most part, and if there's a couple power plays, I hope they're Carolina's way. But I think they're doing the right things. Shesterkin, I think in the last 2 games they've been better on the power play. Shesterkin's good. Martinook had a couple guys in front of him that helped on that shot. But I think you got to get him moving. Taking that play, like Jordan's goal there. instead of shooting it and going behind the net, take it to that far post. I think that's a big thing. And you know what? I was sitting there thinking, I'm laughing because we talk about hockey, and when we used to play, we used to say, fans and everybody, me included, and GMs and stuff. The game gets easier. We used to say every 10 rows you sit up at the arena. And then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, it's actually really easy when you watch it on TV too. I should have did that. We should have did that. So they've been playing good, man. I was really happy, and I wish I was there tonight because that place will be rocking.
It will be loud. I talk about this, and I've talked about it before. Every game. Yes, the fans will give players energy like at the very start when you come out of the tunnel and you take the ice. But after that, it's up to the team to give the fans the energy to give back to them. So they've got to get off to playing the way they want to play, right? Whether it creates a goal or not right away, you got to get off to playing your game, being physical.
Exactly.
Right?
Don't come out of your zone because of your mental zone because it's so loud and stuff. They play the right way right away and ride that storm for the first 5 minutes of the game, how loud it's going to be, and then just continue with their game. I think you're exactly right, Adam.
Chad LaRose is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. You mentioned 5-on-5. You think Carolina is better. I agree. The numbers say that out as well, not only during the regular season, but in this series, Carolina has been the better team at 5-on-5. The last line of defense is that goaltender, who is one of those guys who is capable of stealing a game. How do you deal with that? And maybe they've sort of in many ways solved him because they have put more goals past him than just about any other team has. So how do you go about, even pretending? Right?
I mean, my first instinct would be to call Andrew Ladd and see if he wants to come out of retirement and run him over, like Dwayne Rollison. But no. So I think you just keep continuously peppering them. There was shifts where it wasn't one and done last game. There was a lot of times in the first few games where it was one shot and they would clear.
Right.
We got some second opportunities. I think that's big because he's got to be sliding all over. He was really comfortable in those first games where it was one shot, kind of one and done type thing. I think they're just work ethic on the forecheck and stuff like that. You got to move in even behind the net. The goalie's got to be on one side of the post looking at the puck, and then when it goes to the other side, he's at least moving all over. I really think that you just continue to pepper them. They shot more last game, and I think they got the recipe. And I know Roddy. I think Roddy's the best coach in the league, and I think the boys are going to follow him.
And getting to Game 7, obviously, and you've been on the ice for Game 7s. Those are crapshoots, but you got to get to those games first.
Yeah, this is their third Game 7 tonight in 5 days or something, 4 days.
You can't treat it any different. Is it different? No. Do you think from the other side?
When I talked to you last time, I said you win Game 5, and they're going to start feeling a lot of pressure. Now you get, in New York media, you're getting in there and stuff. Yeah. You had 2 chances to close it out, and now you're going back into a real hostile environment. It's loud in Raleigh. And I think for them, as a team on the other side, I've been there before too, down 3-2. We did it to New Jersey. I think it's important to try to get the first goal for the other team, but that's, something like that. But I think Carolina scores first tonight, and I think they stay on it. I think they start feeling the pressure.
Chad LaRose is joining us here. All right, this is something that I know I've talked about. I know fans feel it. I don't know if players feel it or not. As a former player, I want your thoughts on this. From my perspective, everything I have read based on where we are in the series is about what the Rangers are not doing, not what Carolina has done. Do players feel that at all? And if they do, is that even healthy to use it to get back to be able to use that as fuel for tonight?
Well, you always got to look in your own dressing room either way, right? For the players, you're always looking at yourself, what you can do better and things like that, or what we can do better as a team. But I really realistically think they're trying to counter stuff, but it's not working because of Carolina's continuous coming at you type thing. I think they should give credit. I mean, Carolina deserves the credit. But as a player, you're looking at yourself and your teammates like, okay, we got to do this better and stuff like that. And you have to know the other team's not laying down no matter what.
Right.
And especially with that coach behind our bench, they're not going anywhere. So if you let up or anything like that, you were up 3-0 and now it's 3-2 going back into Carolina. So I think as players, you're looking at it. You're never looking at the other team like it's saying that they're not as good as us. We're the ones screwing up. I don't think you do that. I think you're just more trying to counter, but also you better be ready for them type thing.
All right, final thing. Chad LaRose is joining us here. We talked about, wanting Jordan Staal to come through, and he did. I think the top line, Ahos, Gensel, Svechnikov, I think they have been great. I think most of their greatness has been felt defensively in terms of preventing whoever they're playing against from getting off, and even though they haven't necessarily scored a lot of goals in this series at 5-on-5, they've had the puck a lot. Gensel is right there with Staal, by the way, in goal-scoring opportunities and high-danger chances. This would be a good time for Aho or Svechnikov to explode on the series.
I agree. I think even last game they had some really nice passes in zone. Gensel had a great shot where Svechnikov gave it across, like top of the circles, and he ripped it, and Shesterkin made a really good blocker save moving. They had great ozone time, and you're right. Now they're making those teams tired. Now tonight we have last change, so that'll be interesting to see. They're usually putting out their top defensive forwards, and they use their offensive forwards just like Aho and Svechnikov and Gensel. They're great defensively.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing that, but I think they're going to break out as well. I think. And it's not, the thing is not even breaking out. They're still contributing so far beyond that expectations of what I would be bringing to the table or anybody, type thing like that. I think that they're doing so much for the game. Like we talked about at Aho, you saw it again, creating those guys getting off their game. New York trying to get Sebastian off his game again, behind the net, Trocheck in his face again. Nothing. Didn't do anything. And I think that's a big part because now, I don't know if Laviolette's telling those guys, you got to muck it up with them, try to goad them in, and he ain't doing it. So he's staying on the ice, and he's playing real valuable minutes, and they're getting a lot of chances, and that's and just like Jordan Staal, they're going to bounce through eventually here.
I've been saying this for a long time about Sebastian Aho. My favorite Aho is Angry Aho, and if he gets angry tonight, I think we'll see fully unlocked number 20. Chad LaRose, Hurricanes legend, the best number 59 we've ever had. Jake Gensel's still second on that list. He's got to score more goals in the playoffs to get to your category.
All right. We'll just say by games played. I'm the best 59 by most games played wearing it. We'll go with that.
We'll do that. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Have fun tonight.
You too. Chad LaRose here on The Adam Gold Show.